the more that we find ourselves being free, the more we find ourselves being captive to sin. I wonder if you know of any place like Sodom today. You know, an old friend of mine, his name was Jerry Springer. Jerry Springer would have had a field day in Sodom. He would have shot enough film and enough tape to last an entire lifetime. Come on now, don't act like you don't know who Jerry Springer is. Come on now. I guess I'm the only one watching, but we find that as you watch this show, the things that they talk about are still the topic of the day, or the same topic that they talked about in Sodom and Gomorrah. And what they didn't understand, and maybe what you don't understand, is when you're living in a place like that, when you're living that type of lifestyle, God is taking note. You know, we were thinking that nobody's watching and nobody cares. You know I can do what I want to do because I'm 20 plus 1. Nobody can tell me anything. I don't want you to preach to me unless it's Sunday morning. The people that lived in Sodom thought they knew everything, but what they didn't know was God had his eye on Sodom. God was growing tired of the things that were going on there, and God had his eye on eminence. God had his eye on Louisville, Newburgh, Jeffersontown, Berrytown, whatever you want to call it. God had his eye. God is watching, and God is growing tired of the things that are going on in this world. Somebody said he's going to send some fire. He's going to send some fire. What the Sodomites didn't know that God was about to punish them for their evil ways. God had the system that only lets you go so far. He'll only let you do so much. He'll only let you get into so much mess. And then he's going to have to come talk to you. And when God talks, everybody listens. Everybody's going to listen because there's going to be some thunder roar, and everybody's going to want to know where the thunder's coming from. God is about to punish me because even in those days and even in today's day, the wages of sin is still death. In other words, the only thing sin pays is death. And when you die an eternal death. You know, some of us think that it's all right if I do what I want to do my thing, because when I die, a whole lot of my buddies are going to be in the same place. They think it's going to be one big party when they go to hell. That's what I said, hell. I know I shouldn't have said it this morning, but it's not a place where you want to go to meet all your friends. It's not a place that you want to go to. And I want to ask you something. Is what you're doing, is it really worth eternal life? You know, are you really having fun in what you're caught up in right now, thinking that you're sliding by? Are you really having enough fun that you don't mind losing eternal life? That's what it's going to cost you. If you don't get out and stay out, it's going to cost you eternal life. We find that even though Sodom was a wicked city, we find that the place just captivated Lot. And Lot wasn't an evil person. Lot probably went to church every Sunday. He probably sang in the choir also. But he just got caught up in the moment. The Bible says that he pitched his tent towards Sodom. You see, Lot used to run with Abram. Lot had a lot of cattle, and Abram had a lot of cattle, but there wasn't much water to go around, so one of them had to go. And they were such good friends that Lot said, instead of us fighting, we'll just go our separate ways. You go east and I'll go west, or you go north and we'll just go our separate ways. So we find that Lot decided he chose for himself. Maybe that was his first mistake. Sometimes we choose for ourselves where we ought to go without consulting God. We ought to ask God in times of conflict where we should go. God, where would you have me to go? God, what would you have me to do? But we find that Lot went on his way by himself, and it's like walking through the Nevada desert. You know, the city of Las Vegas. Somebody knows about Las Vegas. What did they say in Las Vegas? What happens in Vegas? It don't stay in Vegas. It was like walking through the desert in the valley, and Sodom saw all the lights of the city. He was captivated by all the music coming from the city, by all the noise. But see, Lot didn't go into the city. Lot just stayed up on the hill. But every night, as Lot went home, he went to work and he went home and he heard the lights. He heard the crowd, saw the lights, and heard the music, but he decided to go on home tonight. The next night he worked hard and he went on home. The next night he worked hard. But then he decided, I need to go on into Louisville to see what's going on in Sodom. I need to get closer to the city to see what's going on. So we find that Lot's curiosity got the best of him. He looked at Sodom. He looked at the things that were going on, and the city was looking good to him. I don't know about you, but if I don't stay wrapped up in God, sin's going to start looking good to me. I mean, the devil can make sin look good. The devil can send it to Ray Lynn's, send it to Lazarus, put some clothes on it, fix his hair up, and have sin looking good. Satan can put it in a Armani suit, get it some Stacey Adams shoes, and sin will start looking good to me. If you don't stay wrapped up and tied up and tangled up in God, you're going to be wrapped up and tied up in everything else. If you're in sin this morning, you ought to get out and stay out. We find that the city looked good to Lot. And God didn't tell him not to go in. And we find that Lot lived up on the hill, but eventually